All right, Anthony and I podcast back for another episode. We have an update on the Ghislaine Maxwell document dump. We'll share that with you. Plus, an 11-year-old steals a school bus and goes for a joyride. Frankie C has had an insane morning. We have a bully update from J-Sabs and a lot of other fun stuff to get to in the latter part of the podcast. Thank you for joining us. Episode, of course, sponsored by our good pals over at Hero Soap Company. Link in the description. We'll talk about those guys in a second. So, yesterday, we had this appeal being heard in the district court for this document dump. They've been going back and forth on this. We've been waiting for it for a long time. We explained in previous podcasts what was happening, that people get their both sides. They get to take their names out of it if they wanted to, and then the judge gets to rule on it. The long and short of it is, ain't coming out just yet. They haven't ruled on it yet. They're both sort of making their case for things. There's like a second appeal on something else now.
They're taking their time with this thing, huh?
They're really super taking their time with it. They're very concerned on it. They believe she perjured herself in the deposition itself with Virginia Giuffre. It's funny because her lawyer, Maxwell's lawyer, said here, and I'm going to quote you this part because I thought this was an interesting way. Maxwell's lawyer said that the deposition was filed with suggestive questions akin to, when did you stop beating your wife? And that Maxwell's denials to certain questions could be as, quote, revealing as her admission. So if I ask you, Frank, when did you stop beating your wife? You would be like,
I never ever beat my wife.
Right, but if you said, well, this day, or you said, I don't, or whatever it is, it's that presumption of, well, Frank's a wife beater. You know what I mean? So
it's sort of leading in the wrong way. It's leading in the prosecution's favor.
Yeah, so it's very lawyery. They're trying their damnedest to, keep these things under wraps. From what I understand, the judge is still, gung-ho about releasing the material. Every judge that has been part of this process so far has no problem with releasing this material. It just has to make its way through the system. And that's kind of where we're at right now. They heard the thing yesterday at 2 p.m. and that's kind of where we're at.
All right.
We just got to do more waiting.
A lot more waiting. I don't know. Do you think this comes out now? Or are you sour on it? I'd like to know Frank's and Jeanine's opinion, but also yours in the comments. Frank, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it's going to come out. Just I feel like we're going to get it in drips and drabs as the process goes. They'll release a little. I don't think it's going to be a document dump, in my opinion. I don't think it's just going to be, here's everything in one shot. I think it's going to be that, like it's been happening. We'll get a little bit here, a little bit there, until eventually they go to trial and it's all out. But I feel like we're just going to get drips and drabs.
Yeah, supposedly 468 pages are expected to be released.
I can't imagine it all coming out in one shot. I mean, the way they're dragging their feet and the way every side both sides have a big problem. Can you imagine it all just all right?
I don't know.
Imagine if it's all coming out in one shot.
Let me read you this quick. This is not too quick. Let's see if we can get past this to give you a little bit of an explanation. This is from Adam Klasfeld, who's covering this. He said of the appeal yesterday. Oh, Jesus, this is really super long.
Paraphrase it.
I mean, we basically did. They're arguing back and forth, and there's no word yet, because there's the civil thing that this is a part of. Hers is a criminal case. Epstein's case is still ongoing, so that plays into it.
This is a mess.
It's a mess.
There's no quick solution to this. There's no. I feel like all of this is unprecedented, so they can't even, well, we did it this way last time. This is all jumbled together. It's like just looking in the back of like an old TV and seeing like a million wires mixed together. It's just going to take time.
That's basically what it is.
It's insane.
That's basically what it is. So there's a big appeal, and then there's a second sort of minor appeal, as I mentioned. And the judge in the Court of Appeals did not issue an immediate ruling and adjourned court at shortly after the proceedings started at 2 p.m. yesterday. So we're waiting to see what is said with this. But they're taking their biggest swing that they possibly can take at this to try and keep this stuff quiet, or as quiet as possible. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's all they can do.
Let's see.
Is there any kind of expected date on anything else coming out?
No other. They don't let you know. They adjourn court and that's it.
It's already been 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah. You think it's going to happen though, or you don't think it's going to happen?
I think that it's not going to happen.
Why not?
I think that there's too much stuff in there about people that we know, not personally, but like celebrities, and they're not going to have it come out.
I think it's gonna.
That's possible.
Put me on the exact. Frank said a little at a time. You said no. I'm gonna say it all comes out one day. The judge is gonna be like, guess what? Today's the day.
All three different opinions.
I'm telling you, a little drop here or there. It's gonna be like with
that's what she said.
Feeding us.
Not to
walked into that one.
Hot take alert. Hot take alert. But we have all the takes right here. Yeah, so that's that. This 11-year-old stole a school bus and took it for a joyride. This is insane. I'll share some of the video with you, but first, episode is sponsored by our good pals over at Hero Soap Company. Best soap that I've ever had. I just heard from one of our listeners who literally, I think she bought like practically every bar of soap that they have.
Ooh.
Wow.
She told me she couldn't decide, so she just bought them all. Now that's not a bad way to go. Again, whenever you buy a bar of soap, yes, a bar of soap gets sent to somebody actively serving in the military right now. So that is a great thing. And of course, there's a percentage of the sales goes to help build homes for veterans that are returning so that they don't have to deal with a mortgage. I will try and cover
That's really nice.
her name here, but that was the this was the tweet that she sent me. There's all the, you can see she's got like 6 or 7 orders of soap there. So they're great. Nice. She already told me they smell really good. They made my whole bathroom smell like a spa. And they have a subscription service, so you can literally say, I want a bar of soap to show up every month, or 2 bars every 2 months, 2 bars every month, whatever you want to do, 2 bars every 3 months. You set it all up how you like it, and you save 20% off on your subscription when you use the promo code Anthony. So grab that link in the description of this episode, or click the Hero Soap Company banner on the homepage of AnthonyOnAir.com to get yourself some high quality, amazing soap, and also help our veterans. By the way, the business is veteran owned, and all the soap is made here in the USA. So those are great things to support for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
No, I love the headline on this bus story too. 11-year-old boy laughs while leading cops on a chase in stolen school bus. An 11-year-old boy stole a school bus and laughed as he led Louisiana cops on a police chase before crashing into a tree. The pint-sized pilferer stole the yellow school bus from the parking lot of the Progress Head Start Center in Baton Rouge on Sunday. The boy, who was not identified, hit 3 cars before crashing into a tree as multiple police units followed him and set up blockades at other intersections to hold back traffic. This would be insanely tragic if somebody got hurt, but it's kind of funny that nobody got hurt. It's great that
once you've established no one's hurt, then yeah, you can laugh at it.
It's kind of hysterical how and it's almost like every Hollywood movie where some kid does something amazing and insane, and the big goofy adults, fall on their faces as they try and as they make their way through the movie.
So no kids were on the bus. It was just him on a school bus by himself.
Yeah, I don't believe so. The boy who was not hurt was charged with theft of a vehicle, aggravated flight, 3 counts of damage to property, and 1 count of aggravated assault. The boy led cops on a chase from Baton Rouge's Scotlandville section to Central, some 11 miles away, before coming to a stop outside a woman's home where he hit a gas line and a tree.
Yikes.
The boy who, this is kind of amazing too, because I don't even know if I'd be able to start a bus right now if you put me in one. Does it have a regular ignition on it? I don't even know. Are there buttons involved?
Yeah, it's not like an airplane, I don't think. I think you just turn a key.
I don't know.
Right? You don't have to like flick switches and put the landing gear up and stuff. I think you're good.
The boy who figured out how to work the bus's push-start ignition was too short to reach its pedals, so he had to stand up to drive, according to WBRZ. He was also seen giving the middle finger to cops as he drove past them.
Holy crap. I'd love to know, like, his reasoning. Like, if they asked him, why did you do this? Just because he just felt like it one day, he's had enough of, what was his motivation for this?
I wonder.
Fun?
I
he
know.
saw a movie where Macaulay Culkin did it. Right.
Yeah, he saw Home Alone. He was like, I think I could take a bus, As it got closer and closer, it's a little boy in there and he was laughing. Witness Joy Gradner told WRBZ he was like giggling on the way across Florida. So he gets right past me. I see him like, oh my goodness, it's a boy. It's a little boy. A second video showed the boy having difficulty at a traffic circle where he ran over several curbs. No injuries were reported.
Hey,
I mean, I can't fault him there. Exactly.
What?
You don't know what I went over the other day.
Traffic circles are rough for adults, so
So
surprised he got 11 miles.
I had a girlfriend once. I'm not proud of this, and nor do I want to out this person. But when she first learned how to drive, she was terrified of making left-hand turns.
Really?
Terrified.
I think I know who this is.
Oh.
It was very frustrating for me because I was.
You'll have to tell me later.
I don't want to. By the way,
you know
I think nothing but the best about this person. There's no ill will, so that's why I don't really want to talk about it. But it was just hysterical because she drove to my place one time and made all rights, just to just to avoid making a laugh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Anyway,
so if any kids are watching, don't steal a school bus. We're not advising you to do that. We're laughing at it because it's funny.
Yeah, because he was okay. Yeah, but this is a serious matter. Do not do this whatsoever, dear Lord. I mean, could you imagine if this happened in your neighborhood? You'd be like, this isn't funny at all. But I'm not one of these blame it all on the video game guys, but I mean, this is like, what's that video game where you steal all the cars and stuff? Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
There you go.
This guy, you telling me this kid's never played Grand Theft Auto in his life?
Definitely going to go to a strip club after.
Sure he has.
He's definitely going to go to a strip club after. Yeah, for sure.
There's got to be a follow-up with this. We got to know why this. I mean, he's laughing all the way. It sounds like someone at the end of their rope, just like almost like Groundhog Day, when Bill Murray steals the groundhog and just keeps driving.
Basically,
that's what
comparable
sounds like.
Anyway, I got the video on the screen. You can kind of see the school bus in the distance. I think that's when he stopped for the traffic circle. But he was just blowing by cops.
I can't tell I can't see the video, but is it a full-size school bus or is it like one of the short?
Oh yeah, no. It's a full. Yeah, it's a full
Did you guys ever steal your parents' car and go out?
No.
I feel like that's always a thing in movies, but I never did that, obviously. But we lived in. I feel like
that's major.
You think so?
It's a major thing to do that, no? To steal your parents' car.
It's always in the movies,
if you can't drive.
Yeah, but you have to agree, it's always in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's the basis of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, that's basically what the whole movie's built around.
Yeah.
But I don't think
maybe he watched that movie.
Maybe.
I never. Here's some more video. I never stole my parents' car, but once when I was a little kid, like I don't even know, 2nd, 3rd grade, 4th grade, whatever. My mother went into a store, and I put the car. The car was off, but I put the car into reverse, and the car like slid down a little bit. Like
really?
Slid down the drive, like went back a little bit before I put my foot on the brake.
How did it stop?
I put my foot on the brake and put it back in park. Yeah. It was
I have a story about that.
It was incredibly stupid. Here's some more footage of the bus for everybody. And I'll put links to this in the description on the YouTube channel for those that are listening on the podcast version, so you guys can see it. And they're talking to witnesses and stuff. But yeah, the bus was flying by. He was like, he wasn't going slow whatsoever. A friend of mine too, actually somebody that Frank knows, he did steal his parents' truck and took it out for a drive, similar to what Jeanine's talking about when he was underaged. And he would have gotten...
I can guess who that is.
Do I know him too?
He would have gotten away with it too, except for he parked it into the corner of his house. So that was part of the problem with getting away.
Who is it? Someone I know?
I don't think you know who.
I don't know if you know the person. And I can't out them because not my business.
I know exactly who it is. I remember this story. I know exactly who it is.
Yeah, because like in Ozone Park where he lives, they had the houses.
Oh wait,
we're narrowing it down. No, I don't think you know this person.
Did you go to high school with him?
No.
No.
But there's driveways right next to the home. So there's like a home. Yes. It's attached to another home. 2 driveways in a row. Home, 2 driveways. Right. So when you park literally up against your home. And he literally took off an entire corner of the house trying to pull the truck.
Brick just came right off.
It was hysterical. Absolutely.
I remember that. I haven't thought of that in a long time. That's funny.
So funny. So funny. So we were talking about bullies last episode, and we got a bunch of great bully stories. So I would love to hear from people if they have a I stole my parents' car story. Oh,
yeah, right.
When we were in grammar school, eighth grade, we're in grammar school, and we're in that part where we're going to all the graduation parties. I don't know if Frank remembers this, but we're at this kid's graduation party in the 8th grade, and it's 8th grade graduation. So we went to like 10 parties in the span of like 2 weeks, and it was in everybody's backyard, and it was the same stuff. Kid leaves. One kid that we know leaves. He pulls back up in his parents' car, honks the horn. We all come out to. Do you remember this?
8th grade.
8th grade was driving his father's. I think it was a Cadillac, if I'm not mistaken, or Oldsmobile. I don't even know.
Yeah, I remember this. He's probably operating heavy machinery right now. I don't know, but the kid, I don't know. He talked about driving and stuff like that when he was very young, but. Not going to say who it is. I know exactly what it is.
No, I know who it is too?
I don't know. But his father owned a mechanic type business. So he's been around cars for a long time. But it was still very eerie to see.
Yeah. I think he did most of the stuff he did was like, he moved cars like within the business grounds or stuff like that. I don't think he took it for joyrides.
Yeah. I could barely see over the wheel, and I was parking Cadillacs. Beginning of Goodfellas, if anybody wanted to.
Nice.
So yeah, that was that guy, and I remember like seeing him like pull away and everything. I was like, oh my god, I don't think I got in the car. Did anybody get in the car with him?
No, I didn't. No, I don't think anybody did.
And it was so bizarre because it was at somebody's house. Those are dangerous parties because that was the time when the parents like did not care. Like we would have these parties, and for the most part, we weren't like crazy kids. We were good kids, but I don't remember a single parent being around for any of this stuff. I mean, could you imagine right now if you have an 8th grader and one of your 8th grader kid's friend friggin' pulls up to your house in a car? What would happen? It would be like the end of the world.
That would be the end of the world. Yeah.
Like what?
So I think most of it was because in 8th grade, when we were having our parties, it was, they're in the yard doing their thing. The parents are in the house. They just, it was kind of not cool for the parents to be, mixed in with the party. So they were just inside doing their thing and keeping an eye on stuff.
So yeah, that's how you got to play spin the bottle.
True.
There you go.
True.
And 7 minutes in heaven. But most of you guys only need 2 minutes in heaven.
That's really, I was going to say more like 2.5 minutes in heaven for some of us.
Jeez, did we insult you? What happened?
All right, Frank, you said you had a crazy morning story.
Oh, this morning.
Let's hear it.
Was insane. So my dog is, not well as of late. She has cancer, and she's on a lot of medication and stuff like that. So she has to go to the bathroom more frequently.
Hang on. If you're going to tell me your dog stole a school bus, and I'm not going to believe it.
It's close. No.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's not. It's leading to something. But the dog at 4:00 in the morning, I get up to let the dog. Like the dog has a way she lets us know when she has to go out. I get up. I open the back door to the house. She goes in the yard, and she's out there for like 10 or 15 minutes. Comes back in. Now, apparently, this happened in the middle of the night. We got up. One of us got up, me or my wife, and we opened the back door. She was out there for a little bit. And when she's out there for 10 minutes, you walk away from the back door for a minute or two. You come back, whatever. So at 4:00 this morning.
Wait a second. You walked away? Let me guess. One of her doggy friends drove by in a Cadillac.
Yes. Yes. It was quite the scene.
Sorry, go ahead.
So 4:00 in the morning, I'm asleep. My wife is asleep. My dog is in the room with us. And I hear something in the...
You hear what?
Okay, hold on. I hear something in the kitchen.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. What?
So I get up.
With the bat?
I turn the light. No, it's weird. I get up because I had to let my dog out. And then I hear something. So I'm already up walking towards the kitchen and I hear something. And I immediately picked up my dog. I turned on the light and I see a possum.
What?
Walk across the floor of my kitchen.
Okay, no.
And this was no baby.
Are you kidding me?
This was, if I had to guess, without the tail, it was about 1.5 to 2 feet long.
Do you leave the door open?
No. We only when she's out there. Only when our dog is out in the yard.
So when she was in the yard, you left the door open?
Yeah, because then she just walks back in.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely
so now we're not doing that anymore.
No. How the hell did you get it out?
So
he didn't. It's still in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's still. Yeah, he's our guest, the guest host today.
Yeah.
So the thing walks across the kitchen floor. I take the dog. I run back into the bedroom. I go, Erin, don't freak out. There's a possum in the house. So it's 4:00 in the morning. So we call every pest removal thing that we can think of. Nobody's open.
No, you have to get out yourself, Frank.
First of all, we're trying to find this thing. It walks across and it disappears. I don't know where the hell it is.
Oh, God.
And I'm not about to move shit. And I was calling this, we were calling all these places. They're all closed. Everything's closed. So we have this cardboard box that we just got a delivery from someplace. It's a big cardboard box, the size of like an air conditioner.
AdamandEve.com. Go ahead.
Right. So I put the box in the middle of my kitchen. I put some food under it. And I did like the old Looney Tunes trap with like a ruler and a string attached to it.
Are you for real?
First of all, why do you even have a ruler? Nobody has rulers anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you're under 10 years old.
It wasn't a ruler. It wasn't a ruler. I was trying to be. It was actually a sauce brush from my kitchen counter.
That sauce brush is funnier. That's funnier. Go ahead.
Okay. So it was a sauce brush, and I tied some string to it, and I'm sitting in my hallway, which is about 15 feet from the kitchen floor, and I got this string, and I'm sitting on a chair. It's 4:00 in the morning. All the lights are out, and it's just me sitting at the door to my bedroom.
Okay.
Looking into the kitchen.
Hang on.
Holding the string.
Stop for a second.
Yeah.
The amount of time. What did your wife say when you told her there's a possum in the house?
She started calling. She's like, "Oh shit! What are we supposed to? What are we gonna do?" I was like, "All right, we're gonna." She started calling places. I started looking for it, and at that time, I said,
you leave the room. You open the door, leave the room, go back out, and start looking for it.
Right. So I go. I'm looking. I'm trying to see where it is. So maybe I could keep it into one room.
I give you credit. I don't know if I would have left that bedroom. I would have been like, forget it. We're all in here safe.
Absolutely not.
It'll be fine. We'll call somebody. We'll wait in here till they figure it out.
I got to yeah. So I closed the bedroom door. I closed the doors that I know the thing is not in because I could still hear it. So now I got this trap and I'm sitting there. I sat there for an hour.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting on a kitchen chair in my hallway like this with the string, and I have my phone on me because I have the light, and I have it like this. So just in case, I go like this every now and then to see if I could see the thing with the light. So I didn't want it to know I was watching. So I'm sitting there, and of course, the thing doesn't go anywhere near the trap, by the way. Yeah, this thing has seen every cartoon.
I've seen this on Looney Tunes before.
Yeah, it knows what it's doing. So then all of a sudden, I have this baker's rack. It's just like 5 or 6 shelves, with a metal, metal shelving with the stuff on it, whatever. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So all of a sudden, pitch black in the house. I see a shadow at the foot of the baker's rack. It starts climbing up the baker's rack. And now it's close to the ceiling. It's sitting like the top of the baker's rack curves like this.
Yeah.
And it's just perched up there like this. It's just holding on to the top of the baker's rack.
Oh my God,
and we have a big vase. We have a big vase up there. It's looking. It's got its head into the vase.
No.
And it knocked the vase off the rack. Hit the vase hits the floor. Didn't break.
Breaks. Oh.
No, didn't break. It landed on something, and it was fine. It actually landed straight up. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, I see this thing. It's right there. So, hold on. So all right. I have to maybe usher it out of because it's 5 feet from the back door now. So I'm like, maybe I could usher it out of the house. So I go to the back door. I swing it open. This thing runs in the complete opposite direction. It goes into my living room. And now it's under the couch.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Jesus.
So this was like an hour and a half later. So I turn all the lights on in the house. I'm like, all right, this thing's under the couch. Erin comes out of the bedroom, and now we got this thing under the couch. We have these boxes, and we set up like an alleyway that it can only go in one direction, and we set it up so it goes towards the front door.
Are you for real?
The door open. Oh, it was a morning, man. I couldn't. I didn't sleep since 4:00 this morning.
So you took the box, you broke it down, and you built a little like alleyway to the exit
to usher it out towards the front door.
Did that work?
Okay.
Is that the thing that got it out?
No, absolutely not. No, this didn't work at all.
So what did you do?
So this thing's under the couch, and we're trying to flush it out. We got a stick, and we're trying to push it towards the door. We're literally poking the thing. It's not falling for anything. It's not like it doesn't want to be ushered anywhere. Okay, so it's just there, and so finally, after hours, it's now 8:00 in the morning. This was 4 hours later. I sat up. I sat on a chair for the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I just waited because I didn't want this thing to move. It sat there under the couch, and I was just sitting there like waiting for a pest control place to open.
Oh my God.
You weren't freaked out it was going to just burst out onto the couch and go for your neck, go for the jugular?
I wasn't sitting next to the thing. I was by my bedroom door where I could see into the living room, and it was under the couch. I wasn't like,
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't on the floor with it or anything.
So what? So you called the place, and they finally came.
So we called the place. Well, we called this one place, which I'm not going to name, but they said, "Oh, we can get out to you. It's Wednesday right now. We can get out to you by Friday." I went, "Are you out of your mind? I have this thing caught. It's trapped in my living room right now. I'm going to live with it for 2 days in the living room." So we got rid of them. We're like, "No, we're not using you." So I just Googled the place. I called them. Erin called them, and they showed up within 10 minutes.
Okay, good.
It was amazing. The guy came in with those gigantic gloves that they like would reach into like a like when they're glass blowing and they have those huge gloves.
Yeah.
And they got like
the butthole of a bear.
Yeah. Right. It's like Thanos' gauntlet from the Avengers. He walks in with these things, and he just I point right at it. I'm like, there it is. Hey, you want to see? I took a picture.
Yeah, I want to see it. Wait, did he have like a suit on, or no? He didn't have any sort of face covering or body covering.
Say again?
Did he have a suit on, like a face suit thing?
He had like a jumpsuit, like an exterminator would wear.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's padded.
Crazy.
Right.
I'm picturing a full hazmat suit.
He had his regular COVID mask on.
Ugh, skeeve. Okay, go ahead.
Other than that, okay. So, at some point during the night, I had to knock over one of the chairs in my living room, and sort of to trap him in one spot so he wouldn't run away. So here is my knocked over chair with the possum.
Get it closer.
You can see the tail.
Oh my God.
Closer.
Let me see. There's the tail.
So
right
disgusting.
Here. And there's the rat butt of it up against the wall.
Oh, okay. God.
So that's him being a possum. And this is the selfie I took with him this morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's me with the overturned chair. Hold on. Stupid internet. So here's the possum right here on the floor.
Oh my God.
This thing was the size of a cat or a raccoon. It was just gigantic. So the guy comes in and he kind of scares it a little. It runs to behind the TV. He pulls the TV out from the wall because the TV's on a stand. He pulls the stand away from the wall and he just goes in with both hands and just boom, just grabs it from behind the neck and the tail and throws it into a cage.
Did it like scream or anything?
No, it didn't make any noise. And I asked the guy to assure me. I said, I don't want this thing to be put down or killed or anything.
What?
I said, let me know what you're going to do with it. I said, if you can just release it somewhere. He said, yes, I'm going. He said he was going north, northern Long Island, and he's going to just release it.
Screw that. I would have been like, torture this son of a bitch in front of me. I want him to look me in the eye as you kill him slowly.
Oh, man. You know how many times I had the flashlight on him and his eye.
It was like beady eyes.
His face was just right at me. Beady eyes. There was one point where he was under the couch. It was pitch black in the house. And he was under the couch like this.
Aww.
You could see his paws. You could see his paws. And
then he went like this.
Yeah, pretty much. And his white face with the gray fur behind it. And he was just sitting there like this.
Oh, God.
And I just shined the flashlight right on him. And it was just, okay, he's looking right at me.
I don't even know how you guys leave your door open.
Oh, not anymore.
Because...
That is lesson learned.
No. Because now it's the time for cave crickets. And if they jump in your house...
Yeah. I'm not worried about cave crickets at this point.
The hell is a cave cricket?
Yeah. You've never seen a cave cricket?
Yeah, there he is.
Put that a little closer, Frank.
That's what she
said.
Right,
so yeah. So that that thing right here.
I can just see the tail. Jesus.
Yeah, that's the tail. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that white thing that looks like a magic wand.
Oh.
That's the tail, and then you can see the furry part right behind.
Oh. All right, we see. Okay. All right, put it down.
I'm going to throw up.
Okay, sorry.
What's a cave cricket? Do you mean like a regular cricket?
Phrase. I'll show you a picture of a cave cricket.
Cricket, but it's like a monster.
Oh.
Did you ever see the movie? What the hell is it called?
No, I know what you're talking about. I just call them crickets. I just call those crickets. I know you call them a cave cricket.
We call them Cloverfield crickets. It's this.
Yeah.
This is a cave cricket.
Yeah, I've been killing those things like crazy.
And they're like the size of, I don't even know. They're like bottle cap size.
Yeah.
But like maybe bigger. They're like this big.
Not
now
at
I'm looking behind me.
Not at my house, but at the radio station I work at, because it's right on the water. They're all over the place, and they sneak inside. They can sneak around. They get underneath. Things.
And
Like
quick.
I saw one, and he popped underneath the molding of the floor, and I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't get him, but I mean, I
Oh
eventually
my God.
got him. But yeah.
Oh, they're huge.
Yeah.
And they're fast, and they jump everywhere.
The first time I saw one was when I moved out here. And I screamed. The guy town came on and he was like, "What did you see?" And then I was like, "Right there." And he was like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
It's like a mutant thing.
Yes, it is.
It's
it is
gross.
Yeah,
It
and they're
is.
loud as hell too. They are loud. Those
Yeah,
things.
they are.
They
There's
jump
one in my
everywhere.
laundry room. I could hear it.
Yeah, it's hard. They're hard to.
Oh,
They're hard to get. Yeah, that's ballsy to leave you. I can't leave a door open here because a turkey will wander into my house. Those things are like, I got wild turkeys by me.
I'd rather have a turkey than a possum.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because a
me too.
turkey, you can take a
You can
baseball bat
kill
and
it.
a nice swing and,
Oh.
cause some damage.
I was going to kill it and eat it, but
Or
Oh,
that.
so I spent the rest of the morning wiping
Sleeping?
down everywhere.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like
I was gonna say.
disinfecting every place he's been
you have to.
and just cleaning house.
Do they have rabies, those things? Can they have rabies?
They could.
Mm.
Usually, I read up that if you see a possum during the day,
Like a
that
raccoon?
it's not healthy
Right, like a raccoon.
Yeah, no.
and it's sick.
Oof. Oof. Screw
No.
that.
So
Bye.
the pet removal guy said, "Oh, it's odd for him to be out, to be out in the morning like this." I said, "No, it's been since 4 a.m. He's been out because I made him come out."
What time did they finally come to you, Frank?
They got to me. They opened at 8. They were there to me by like 8:15, 8:20.
You had this thing in your house for 4 hours?
Yeah,
Goodbye. No. No.
yeah. Oh, it was fun.
Oh my God, no.
Made it 10 years without a possum in the house, and
Ugh.
this was the first.
Dude, I can't even tell you. So one time I saw a mouse in my kitchen. It was like 2:00 in the morning.
Scares the hell out of you, doesn't it?
I hear a noise. I go, "What is that?" I go into the kitchen. I see a mouse. I literally go into the garage. It was a tiny mouse. I go into my garage. I get my folding table. I put it up against the wall to create a barrier. And I went to bed. I was like, I cannot deal with this right now.
Like it can't just climb up over that.
Well, to be
I don't think. No, it didn't.
I mean-
Didn't because I was able to. I put some traps down and I got him.
to be fair, there's not much you could do about a mouse. You can't. It's not like you're
No,
gonna
you can't.
catch it right then and there. You got to put traps
No.
out. That's
I was
the
ready
only
to
thing.
burn my
Oh my
house
God, no.
or sell
Yeah,
it.
I know.
I was done. I was done with this house at that point.
I was contemplating moving this morning.
Yeah. I would burn your house down if I were you.
Just burning
Yep.
it down. Yeah.
Just burn
That's
it
it.
to the ground.
But yeah, I went nuts with the disinfectant and the sprays and the wipes everywhere under the couch. I moved all the couches and wiping everything down.
That's disgusting. That
Gross.
is really disgusting. All right, Jay Sabs, you have a bully. Oh, before we do the bully update, don't forget to visit the store. Get yourself some fresh merch. We've got mugs and T-shirts, and we've been talking about this. We got all kinds of stuff. We got some new designs coming. We're working on some newer stuff too, but there's our mic design right there, and we got some fun logo stuff on the merch store. So go check that out at anthonyonair.com. Just click on store, or there's a link in the YouTube cards if you're watching. All right, last episode, which we'll also link in our description here, we were talking about bullies, and we you know what? We had a great conversation. I really love this conversation. We were talking about bullies, and we were talking about if you've ever wronged anybody, or you were mean to somebody, or you were short with somebody, and it sticks with you years later. And you, like I said, I was maybe a little short with some people, and I still think about it to this day, and I still feel bad about it. And people had some great stories in the comments.
They really did.
Yeah. And you were talking about bullies, but we had this idea that this should be a show. Like, this would be a great show where, you get a funny host, a comic or whatever, and you write to them and you'd be like, I remember when I was in 5th grade, like Jeanine said, and this guy was a bully to me and he was mean to me and blah, blah, blah. And I still hold on to it. And it would be great to get you and that person back in a room now to see, what it was like. Because we were talking about
Bury the hatchet.
do they remember it? Yeah. Are you the only one who remembers it? Do they remember it differently? Are they like me where they were thinking about it and feeling bad about it? It'll give them a chance to say, I'm sorry. All this kind of interesting stuff came up. So Jeanine, you told us this story about how you were bullied because you were wearing fake Fila shoes.
Yeah. I mean, that was just one thing.
Right.
I mean, that was a 6th grade trip, Frank. I don't know if you saw the episode or not, but I was wearing fake Fila sneakers. I figured that. And he said in front of the whole bus, what, you can't even wear real Fila sneakers? And let me tell you, I stewed all day long because everyone's like laughing and pointing like you see in the movies. But then I was telling my mom today, because she saw some of the shows too. And she said, remind me about this other person, a girl who bullied me once. And then I was thinking, like, do you think she remembers? She probably does because she's a girl. But then I also remember when I bullied someone.
Oh.
Twist. And it was later on. It was like in 8th grade. And I think this kid remembers. It was a boy. And I wrote a poem. And I made fun of him.
You wrote a poem?
And yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of effort for bullying.
I think you know him too.
You just sit there and you're concentrating. What rhymes with jerk?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one thing to be like, hey, your sneakers suck, and so do you. But to sit down and write a friggin' prose on why somebody's...
It was
That's
just
premeditated.
Like, roses
bullying.
are red, violets are blue. Something about his fat tits.
Oh man.
And I don't even know, because you know what? I was not nice. I was not nice to this kid. And he liked me.
Uh-huh.
So years later, I did see him because he married someone that I know. And I'm always like, he probably thinks, God, that girl's such a...
Are you friends with him now or no?
Not really. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but imagine. He definitely told his wife, Jeanine wrote a poem about me and my fat tits once.
You know what? You deserve. I left the last episode feeling bad for you. Now I don't feel bad for you at all. You're a horrible human being.
It was just once. But I mean, that wasn't nice of me.
So wait, did you like present it to him?
Yeah,
or
I did.
Did you hand it to him or did you read it to him?
I read it to him.
And how many people were around?
Well, it's nice.
Oh,
probably
God.
like 8 kids.
As soon as you looked up to the ceiling, it was enough.
But then he wrote a mean poem about me.
Well, good.
So you know
had
what?
it coming.
I did. But I would still like to apologize to him. So you know what? Next time I ever see him again, I would say to him, listen, I'm really sorry for writing that mean poem about you and your fat tits. Do I have to add that in or no?
You just say, I'm sorry for bullying you.
Imagine he says, what poem?
Yeah. No, I bet you he remembers that. I'm sure he remembers that. I don't think he. So. Yeah, I don't think he. What did the poem about you say? The meth problem, the meth issue.
I was only in 8th grade, so probably like, yeah, you're the one who has no tits.
So okay. Let me ask you the question: why, if somebody doesn't like you, why wouldn't you just say, "No, I'm not interested. No, thanks." You had to write a poem and put him down.
Yes.
It was creative. I'll give you that.
It was creative.
That's awful.
Was there a creative writing class you were taking which inspired it?
I bet you guys know him because you went to the same high school, right?
It doesn't matter if we know him or not. We probably do, but I just don't see the need to. What was the other story that somebody else bullied you? Was there another famous bully?
It was a girl.
Oh yeah, what did she do to you? Do girls bully girls? Because I feel like it's mostly guys who do the bullying.
No, girls really bully girls, especially now.
Especially now.
Like more now. Bullying is a problem.
Like in your life
Obviously,
now,
I
or
was a bully.
are you saying? Are you saying that more people are bullying you, more girls are bullying you now, or are you saying girls in general bully more now?
Girls in general
bully more now,
especially with social media now. Younger kids, I mean, you know.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Oh yeah, online bullying is very.
Yeah,
it's rampant.
But the girl, she just didn't like me, but we were forced to kind of hang out because we were on the same softball team. And I remember the teacher finding out, and she said to her, "What are your feelings towards Jeanine?" And she said, "I have no feelings towards her."
Hey, well, that could have been worse. That could have been very, that was indifference.
I really have to think about what exactly she said about me, but she wasn't nice. So there you go. She was very loud and annoying.
You know, it's weird. I like I said, I brought up that story that I shared last episode, but it wasn't bullying per se. I don't remember a lot of bullying growing up. No? Like we didn't really have that, like, and it's
not in like, I kind of had a bully in high school.
You what'd they do to you?
Oh, I don't remember you having a bully in high school. Oh. Frank and I went to the same high school, by the way.
Yeah.
Went to the same grammar school too, for that matter.
That's true. I didn't broadcast it, but in math class, we had these gigantic math textbooks. I had mine, and this kid asked to borrow it. So I was like, "Oh, sure, here you go." He borrowed it, and then the next day, I asked for it back. He said, "No, I'm not giving it back." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna need it back. It's my book. At that time you buy your books, whatever." And I was like, I got to do all my work. And the kid kept it for like a month. And every time I would try to get it back from him, he would be like, "No, you're not getting it back." And I'm like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, what am I gonna fight the kid over a math book? So I like a giant, I don't want to say nerd, but I kind of ratted on him.
You narked on him? Yeah. Oh man.
I narked. I didn't see a way to solve it. I really didn't at that time.
Why didn't you tell them? You should have told your buddies. We would have figured something out.
Oh, Frank.
I didn't want to be like, "Hey guys, I have a bully. Can you help me?" It was not an easy thing to bring up, I guess. So it was an awkward day when that happened. So I went to, who did I go? I think I went to the teacher or someone, and he sat us both down. I said, "He's got my book and I need it for this huge test or whatever. I mean, I just want it back. I don't care. I just want it back." So like, I don't know why, but the person in charge was either a teacher or some disciplinary person, whatever. He said, "All right, he said to the kid, take Frank to your locker and give him back his textbook."
Why would
he sent me and the kid by ourselves out of the office to the kid's locker, so that he would hand me back the textbook.
I'll tell you why he did that. Because it was your book and you should have gotten it back. But rightfully so.
I tried.
You should have also caught a beating. You should also catch a beating while he's giving you the book back. You deserve that for narking.
For asking back your math textbook.
This person is actually a genius. He settled it the exact right way. It should have been settled.
I told my teacher too.
I wasn't the biggest kid in high school. You remember? I mean,
what is this? The Tattletale podcast now? All of a sudden, I didn't know about any of this stuff. What am I dealing with here? Here's the thing.
I could not stop this kid from making fun of me every single day. No
joke. Is
joke.
This the Tila kid? The fake Fila Tila kid?
It's the fake Fila kid.
Okay.
And I was like, I tried ignoring it. I tried answering him back. I tried to tell my mom to tell his mom to just stop. Like nothing worked. And then like last resort, I was like, I went to tell the teacher, and I remember telling her, act like we're talking about something else, but blah, 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 keeps making fun of me. And like it was just very annoying. But did it stop after that? Nope.
Oh no.
It stopped when we stopped going to different, not the same school anymore.
It's like when you're at work. Sometimes you got to go over your coworker's head because you can't solve a problem with them.
And I hate that.
It's a horrible thing to try.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little old fashioned. I just say I'm going to take a baseball bat to your face unless this stops. Like,
meet me in the schoolyard at 3 p.m.
It's easier as an adult now. It's not as when you're little, when you're a kid, when you're in your teens, and the person who is annoying the crap out of you is double your size. It's harder, and it's something that's like if they're not hitting you or anything, they're not punching you. They're just
verbally
annoying the crap
abusive
out of you.
I still settle things the same way at work. I pull my coworkers aside and say, "Listen, I'll just baseball bat your face right now if we're having a problem."
Let me get HR on the line here.
You can keep doing what you want to do if you want. That's fine with me. But I'm just gonna baseball bat your face. And
no, see, the coworkers are worse. I'd say right now, coworkers are worse than the 5th grade boy.
Wait, and these coworkers, or
just
your
coworkers that I've had in general?
Okay, all right.
Hey, but now you go right to podcast. HR, and you could. That's it.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes there's no HR.
Problem solved.
I think I'm going to end the podcast here, but I want to check with you guys before I offend you and you go and tattle on me.
We were texting your wife as we speak.
By the way, if there's any kids listening, if you're getting bullied, go tell a teacher. I'm just teasing. Go tell a teacher. That's always the right move to do. I mean, you could try baseball bat in their faces, but
don't recommend that.
I can't encourage that. That's
or just make up an Instagram about the person.
That's another mess. And the plot to a couple of horror movies.
And actually, I've seen that happen too.
Don't do that.
What happened?
A girl I know was getting bullied in school, and so I made up an Instagram about her.
They made up a what about her?
An Instagram page.
Oh God.
I know.
So
I know.
Bullying just leads to more bullying. You got to stop it. You got to put a cap on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bullying is awful. And you know what's funny too about the feel thing, like kids making fun of other kids for not having things. The older you get, like to me, there's nothing more ridiculous than seeing like a 19-year-old in like a Mercedes being like, "Look at me."
Exactly.
It's like you did not earn that. Like
no, mommy and daddy
bought that for you. So it's so weird how it flip-flops because there becomes a time where that's like status and that's everything, and then when you're like in your 20s and you're working for things, you look at those people and you're like, it's pathetic, really,
Yep. And on that note.
Yes.
Frank, you didn't say on that note.
Oh, on that note.
We're out of here. Grab Hero Soap Company. They are the sponsors of this episode and our podcast. They do such great work. Veteran owned, made right here in the US of A. And every bar soap you buy, they send a bar of soap over to the troops. They also build homes for veterans so they can get a home when they come back from serving us. Truly extraordinary what they do, not to mention that their soaps are amazing. Real soaps, no parabens, no chemicals in here. They smell wonderful. They clean really good. If you get the peppermint and cool, it actually tingles as you use it. It's quite nice. It's quite lovely. So grab a bar of soap from them. You can get a link in the description of this episode or click on the banner at anthonyonair.com. I told you, I don't want to reveal too much, but I told you somebody else sent me a bar of soap. There it is. They're like, "Here, you want to try this soap if you like that soap?" I said, no. I am a one soap guy now, and it's Hero Soap Company for me all the way. So stop sending me bars of soap. I don't want to try your BS soap.
Exactly.
I got my soap right here. Hero Soap Company. Save 20% off on a subscription when you use the promo code Anthony. Again, link on the banner at anthonyonair.com or in the description below. It's Frankie C. That's J Sabs, and we'll see you on the next episode. Grab our links at anthonyonair.com.